Alrighty, so gonna do a walkthrough. Might be one of my final walkthroughs actually, because we're pretty much done. Goes on the market today, which is very exciting. Okay, first thing is that, hang on, I'll change the aspect. There we go. The yard, the amazing retired gentlemen that are in Dunedin have helped us with the fence. It was chain link and just awful. Little bit of trellis just spun some things up, bark all over the place. A little bit of a patio area with the table and chairs over there. And then a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it way over there. There's a little bit of colour in what was the old coal bin. The house itself is looking awesome. It's got a fresh coat of colour around those windows. The door's nice and bright now. You can see the fixed panes of glass. We added a little bit of detail up here, so yeah, we're really happy with how it looks from the outside. And now we'll start where we started in our very first video, across the threshold. Oops, leave the leaves outside, which has now got custom tile, a custom design based on an old school one. And if I look up the walls now, there's no cracks and things on the wallpaper. Instead, it's all nicely freshly jibbed, and we found the original ceiling. So it was painted, so we've just freshened it up and trimmed off the edge with a piece of wood that was from another area of ceiling that someone had previously ripped out and used as packing somewhere. So if I come down here, turn around, that door is just, it's so beautiful. I'm trying not to get my shadow in here too much. Yeah, I'm so happy with how that whole entranceway looks. Like you just wanna come in. Now onto the second bedroom. So as it turned out, we had issues. We had issues getting wood. We had issues getting like jib. So we didn't end up putting wardrobes in all of the rooms, but we did end up putting these fabulous box seats in the windows. So if I come over here, if I lift up the squab, there's actually storage in here. So might not be a wardrobe, but there's such big rooms that you could easily put a freestanding one in here. There's ceiling roses reintroduced, but a lot more classically styled. And yeah, it's just, honestly, it just feels so welcoming. Now through into the master bedroom. I might turn the light on in here just because this one hasn't quite got the sun yet. But we've got the sconces on the wall that match the light in the centre. Again, another lovely big kind of old-fashioned looking, which is the whole point, rose. Another box seat, that one has storage in it as well. But this room we did actually manage to build in the wardrobe. Had to have a wardrobe in the master bedroom. So where lights come on as you open the door, got height over this side, and for shorter things over here. Then if I have a look out there, that's all looking lovely now. That rose, when it flowers, is just spectacular. This one right here, it's red and massive and smells amazing. Right, I've just been opening the cupboard, so you can see that's a really large suitcase up there. That cupboard up there is absolutely enormous. Lily and I have hung out in it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's actually, and reintroduced proper storage for the master bedroom. We had wanted to do that for all excuse me while I close these doors. We had wanted to do that for all of the rooms, but sadly we just, like I say, couldn't get the wood, couldn't get the jib. Okay, so now look at the sun in this room. Makes my video go all yellow, but holy moly, look at this thing. Like, just sunshine. Funky wee couch. Ugh. Okay, so sorry it makes it go all yellow, but again, smaller in this room because the room is smaller, but we ceiling rose. Still got these fabulous massive windows letting in all this light. So, I mean, this room is just around 4 meters wide, okay, from here to here, and most of that is just reflecting all this light in here, which is just awesome. Actually, this door is a different door to what was in here previously. The old door used to open out of the room. This one opens into the room because of the addition of this dinky little toilet. It is perfect sized for what you need. It's got a really funky light fixture in rose in there. It's got a cavity slided door. So, and I've got a privacy lock. It's one of the last few jobs I've got to do is put the privacy lock on there. So it's just so cool, this room. Right, let me see where else we're going to go now. Oops, having a look up here. Big changes in here so that we could make the most of that spectacular ceiling. We've got another light in the hallway now, so that light can come into this area that I'm standing in. Previously there was only one and it was about there, so now we've got more light through the hallway, which is pretty cool. Now also the funny little step out is in the hallway rather than in the living room. Makes a lot more sense for that to be in the hallway, rather than breaking the line in the living space. If we come in here, this is all, like that whole angled section of roof has all been completely re-roofed. This room now has a wall. It feels like a wall instead of lots of little bits of walls. There's insulation across where there's the new roofing along that whole area as well. And this is where we have that awesome view. A little bit challenged this morning because of the frost, but this awesome view out into the backyard that inspired us when we looked at the house. So again, another cavity slider door. So there never used to be a door in the hallway here. This was just an open archway, and like I say, the funky little step out was on the other side of it. Now we've got a door into the area with the biggest changes. So now over there where the dining table was, that used to be up down a step into the kitchen. There was a hot water cylinder over here, and there was a massive brick wall available, blocking the view from that window from the space that was the lounge. So actually this glass door here, we've replaced the bottom panes with toughened glass, but that glass door was the glass door into the stumpy little sunroom, which is now a beautiful sunny lounge. You can actually fit things in. Other little hidden gems that we've got in here, and behind on both of those walls there is hardwired Ethernet cables. Hardwired, the wires are run. You can run through them from our now hidden little box of electronic goodies. Talking about electronic goodies, new wiring all the way to the street, so it's got enough power to run the induction cooktop at the same time as it's running the dishwasher and the oven. So yeah, so we've got Ethernet cables back there. We've also got on both sides, we've also got the Sky Dish outlets and a UHF aerial outlet. So whichever way you choose to arrange it, you've got those easy to get to. The heat pump, which we had put in on this wall, has been shifted over here. Our amazing electrician from Reed Wilson Electrical made sure that happened for us and was able to do it without us having to like completely repipe, which saved us lots of money, which was incredible. So we actually have a dining area now, and that step has been shifted. So instead of being along here down into the kitchen, it's now down here into this cute little back door area, new back door with a pretty LED light. And we've got this back door that's all tiled and this fun little cabinet that makes this almost like a little mudroom space, even though it is just over a step into the dining area. The kitchen, so one of the biggest things was that view I mentioned from the other room. So now when you stand at the kitchen sink, you get that glorious view out onto the yard. I don't know if this is gonna, I'll go over and show you what it is. So as you stand there, reflective, yep, let's get this close enough to actually, sun's too sunny. Funny that. So yeah, so you now get to stand in your kitchen and see that. Excuse my shadow. Which way am I going to move to try and get rid of my shadow? Okay, so here's the kitchen. I'm so happy with how this has turned out. We have got power outlets and underneath the edge of the bench there. Those ones actually include USB ports as well. I love these lights shades that we managed to get from an auction. They look like they're kind of spun metal when you just look at them. However, you turn them on and they're actually glass. And so in the evening, they light the bench beautifully, but they add a nice diffuse light into the living space. So if you're prepping something, you can prep it and see well, but if you're sitting on the couch watching TV, you're not massively interrupted by the light, which is really cool. Also, finally, there's a place for a fridge. There, like look at all this space for a whole fridge. Okay, so that space across there is actually probably wider than I'm making it look because of the angle of the lens. And yeah, you can fit a decent fridge in there, whereas the poor old tenants had to have their fridge on a funky angle in by the back door because the old kitchen didn't actually have room for a fridge. Some new panes of glass in here. So that one had a crack, that one had a massive fan because that was in the kitchen. So that's out. New door into a new space. So in the old setup, you'd go through that glass door here into the funky little sunroom, and then the door into the bathroom was off from that angle. And the laundry was in under the house with the old concrete tubs in an area that doesn't have a lot of headroom. It's a wee bit short. So now, if we come through this door, we are going to find a linen cupboard. So lots of shelves, and the shelves we've done with like a Bunnings cistern, so it would be really quick and easy for someone to take the just buy more brackets and buy more shelving for that space if that's how they wanted to have it working. And then if we come this way, there's an upstairs laundry. So this laundry, we've got the dryer vented properly out to the outside. It's got a fan because it's got a tap. And so if we have hot water in here, we have to have extraction for any steam. And so it's got the dinkiest little tub. Like, look at the size of this. But if you need to soak something small, it's all you actually need. So now if we come through to the bathroom, there's massive changes here. So now there used to be the one vanity unit here and a toilet over there, and then bath along under the window with shower over bath over here. Well, because it is quite a tiny space, what we've done is we've added in the corner shower unit with the shower dome to keep the moisture down, although we do already have the extraction fan that we'd put in for the previous tenants there. We've also, upon advice from the previous tenants, so we put the fan in and it was right beside the heater, and apparently all of the heat just went straight out the fan because the only way we could hook it up with everything that was there was to have it on the same switch as the light. So the heater is now on the opposite, literally the opposite side of the room to the fan, so that it can actually heat the room on its way past. And also they're on separate switches now. So yeah. So now toilet's moved across to the other side. Nice new shower unit, nice new corner shower unit. And then this double vanity that we made out of an old dresser drawer, and this massive pretty mirror, just, yeah. And this wall is now solid, the floor is now level. So yeah, definitely some changes in this corner of the property, but I would, you know, I would feel confident and safe living here myself, or selling this to, you know, friends and family. So I think that's that's a testament to the fact we're confident we've done a good job here. And then if I'm not going outside because it's frosty and cold, but outside here now, instead of having this weird monstrosity that was all rotten down the bottom and only the plaster around the outside was holding it up, we still have a canopy, because man, it's nice to be able to have an area to stand where it's dry to get into the house. There's a wee bench seat there, good to pop things down on as you're unlocking the place. But yeah, it's honestly, I'm so happy. Apparently the official photographer thought we'd had the house professionally staged, because I've just been picking up bits and bobs at auctions. I've been collecting bits and bobs from home. Those flowers were the flowers our bridesmaids held at our wedding, but 3 of the bridesmaids were flying home, so they gave them to us. This here has just been kind of tidied up. We've exposed the rocks that were around it already, added a little bit of framing down the bottom, and added the bark, left the succulent in there. Up here we've got a new rain head here. There is the new extraction situation going on. Up on the actual top there, that's got a cap on it. That one there has a lid on it. That one there, because there's so much going into it, we've just had to put a kind of gutter guard barrier. There's also improved guttering up here. You can kind of see that pipe there, because so that's, you know, taking the water from the main roof and bringing it down to this gutter, rather than having it kind of going all over the place. Now, so much for not going out in the cold. Coming down here, honestly, the fact this is dry is like amazing, because the rain head here was metal and it had rusted through at the bottom, and even when it wasn't really raining, the water was dripping down. So that was horrible. There were lots of cracks, there was water ingress. All of that has been remedied. We've got to touch up some of the paint over those things, but yeah, we've saved it, I think. Down here, not a lot has changed really, because if it's not broken, don't fix it. However, the clothesline was broken. It's now nice and freshly painted and restrung. Added some little kind of framing around the wee garden beds here. This here, some idiot planted a climbing rose with nothing for it to climb on. I'm covered in tiny scratches from dealing with that. Oh. So if I come down here now and look back at the house, okay, bit slippy with the frost. So now that climbing rose can grow, and it can actually climb on this bit of trellis. There's also a little tree there, and like I say, we've fixed the points at which water was getting in, and yeah, just it made it a lovely home for someone again. Perhaps someone with a family who want to put a swing set and a trampoline and kick a ball around back here. But yeah, so that's us. Like I say, a couple of tiny more wee things to fix this Saturday. First open homes on Sunday. It goes on the market today. We can get our lives back. And I mean, it's hard and it's been tough, and we've got to the point now where financially things are very, very, very stretched, but I'm still proud of what we've achieved. We won't be taking on another one this full on anytime soon, but at least we've learnt so many lessons and come out with so much knowledge about not just how to do things, but also about ourselves, which is quite a valuable experience.